Well, hey everybody, in today's video we're going to go out into a massive chunk of land that we've been exploring in recent episodes.
This is beautiful.
We've already located the one site which has produced some amazing relics, but today we got to go further out into that land to see what we can find. We're going to take the detector in case we see anything that stands out. So stick around and let's go. Well, hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't been following, what I'm doing is I'm in New Hampshire. I am out in a massive parcel of land and I'm looking for lost colonial home sites. If you have been watching recently, the site I've been working and recently took George out with, well, what I'm doing today is this wall here is the northerly wall of that property. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go beyond it, and there should be, from what I've been piecing together, two big squares. Whether they were pasture or some other kind of layout of a farm, well, that's what I'm out here to do today.
And being that it's springtime, the navigation is not going to be easy. There's a lot of water on the ground, a lot of down trees from the winter, but basically I've got to follow these walls around a big square, essentially, that should hook up with another one over there to the east, and we'll assess the situation and just see what it looks like out here. Because the home site that we've been working recently, well, it's in ground conditions no different than this. Not good. I don't want to say not bad because it is pretty bad. So anywhere out there could have been early New England settlement. These folks were here in the early 1700s. Some of them lasted up until the, well, maybe right around 1800. And the majority of this land has been abandoned since then. So that's where we're going. Up this wall till it corners off. You can see, not even getting too far in, it's already up and down situation. It's amazing these people were able to build these walls and squares, that square, without seeing any of the other ends of it. Wow, a lot of big rock in this wall. That ain't from plowing fields, that's for sure. Jeez. Well, essentially I've made it all the way to the corner. It's just on the other side of this. Nowadays, things have to be done differently. In years past, when we were looking for sites and we refer to the signs, at that point, it was great learning and it helped a lot. But those signs now are so painfully obvious we could do it blindfolded. You know, going down a commissioned road, double lined, old trees. Out here, it's an entirely different level, different game. I'm looking for very, very, very subtle stuff. Cart paths, maybe just the remains of a cart path, but looking for little shoulders where there's stones, walking paths. The signs are very slight, just like the site we've been working this week. Unreal. Unreal. It's just the little things that stood out that led me in that direction. So, alright, we're at the corner. Now we're going to head east. Even just looking out over there, that's a fairly decent looking piece of land compared to the rest of it. While making contact with the other wall, no features at all that stood out except for logging debris. But it's all part of the process of elimination. So now we're going into the next square over to the east and see if it's any different.
Well, up, down, up, down. Nothing. Nothing stood out. I'm assuming they're just pasture. But again, when you look at it from above, it's all squared out, and William's site is obviously that way to the south. Maybe these were his pastures, but it's interesting. There are spots in here that would have been far better for building. Not to say that, you know, I've got the answers, because obviously I missed his site on many hikes through here. But for the moment, I'm sitting on a cart path, and I haven't even gotten to the end of the second wall. It's definitely shouldered on that side. So this is interesting. I'm gonna follow it that way for a bit, and I should connect with some wall. Amazing out here. See, this is what I'm talking about. Walking up onto a stitch of land that is this high, fairly flat, actually pretty clean. But what a great place to build your home. Quiet. Alright, well, here's the plan. I'm going to walk this square around, and then I'm going to start heading back to the starting point. And today will have been a day of covering ground and filling in the dead spaces. Well, the more I walk around, with the exception of all the dead trees, this is an absolute perfect place. It's just screaming home site. You know, and there could be a cellar hole, which is hard to see. Then again, there could be a footprint, which is absolutely impossible to see unless you cover every square inch and scan with your detector. But man, it's just, out of everything I just hiked out of these two pastures, or two squares, this is beautiful. Well, that's it. I've come full circle. 2 more squares down. This chunk of wall is the wall that I mentioned at the beginning of this series when we found William's site, that I came across last summer. And looking over there now as I did back then, it's terrible. But in reality, that's where that home site is. It's up in there. So that's why this must be done. All this ground must be covered. Today is by no means a loss. I did not actually expect to find a home site. I just expected to gather more information on what was on this side of that farm. And pretty much nothing but land and a bunch of walls. I'm guessing that this was his pasture, or these two pastures, for his farm. But what we're gonna do in the next video is this wall here. Tomorrow we're gonna drive way down there, and we're gonna start hiking in from the other side, because I do think that this is all connected. And after now seeing this big chunk of land, we're gonna start on that side and come forward this way. And then we'll let the ground keep defrosting, and we'll get back to digging William's site shortly. So thank you everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed rambling through New England like this on this old colonial land. Get out and explore your world. We'll see you soon, and until next time, enjoy your not Thursday.